Hey there, it's Keith Hayden, the digital novelist, here with a brand new vertical setup. It took me a long time to get this going, but I'm glad it's working, and I'm here to give you another writing session. I'm going to be diving into my techno romance novella, Prompted Hearts, that I've been working on for the past month. It's in phase two, the second pass through of the editing phase, where you're just really chopping stuff up, adding some things, seeing what needs to say, seeing what needs to go. So I'm just going to jump right into this writing session. If you're interested in seeing more previews about Prompted Hearts, this story, head to my website, keithhayden.net. It'll be in the description below. But let's get it right into this writing session. Okay, I'm just going to write for a little bit. So, what is Prompted Hearts about? It's about a middle-aged doctor who he's been divorced, and his ex-wife comes back, and she wants to get back together. But he meets a younger woman eventually, and she's got a strange connection with AI, and that's basically the premise of the story. So, what you're seeing here is scene two. I've got some notes from my editor that I've been working on, and I'm just going through those things. So a lot of this is fresh writing that you're seeing here. I just wrote this. I'm not using any AI writing or anything. I'm just writing it myself. And I've been going through and doing this. So with these videos, I'm not going to do too much commentary, because it's really hard. I've tried it before. It's really hard for me to talk and write and think at the same time. It's just three different tasks. And when I normally write, obviously I'm not talking. So just, you can read what you want on the screen. This type of video is just going to be chill, and it's me just working on my story. And so if you're working on a story, then hit me up in the comments. Let me know what it's about, and what your favorite line that you wrote today is. I've been doing that lately. I've been picking out favorite lines that I write every day, just kind of one or two lines, and sharing them on social media. It's just fun that way, and because certain lines you find that are they just pop. You're like, most lines are just kind of functional. You got to get through them. But then occasionally you get that golden nugget where it's just like, damn, that was good. That was a good one. So I'm looking for edits. Okay, it looks like she went through this one. The first kiss. Okay, so in this scene, he's basically on a first date with a coworker that he's known for a long time. They've kind of been acquaintances, but then they're finally getting together, and they've already had some chemistry, and now we see that kind of explode in the scene. So it's a little bit spicy. Maybe you're reading, but just gonna clean up some of these lines. The first kiss lands just south of her cheek. Nicole closes her eyes, and it's a slow sweep of mandibular motion to chin under, after rising, strictly suctioning up to explore her labia oris. So softly. Labia oris is the medical term for the lips, because most people think labia, they think sexual organs, but this is a different type of labia. It turns out that, and the reason why I use this language is because this guy's a doctor, so he's probably familiar with anatomy. He's very familiar with anatomy, and so I think it's fun to pull out some of those medical terms and have an excuse to use them here. So let's see what the editor says. Phrasing here is a little awkward, making it difficult to picture exactly what's happening, given much of the wording. Love the use of the more technical doctory terms. You could say somehow, slow swimming under. Man, her, yep. It's a lot more clear. I don't know what I was thinking with this. Sometimes I just get way into style stuff, and I'm just like, man, that's just a much easier way to say it. Mandibular motion. The mandible. The mandible is the jawbone. It's the scientific term for the jawbone. So I thought like it looks like a crescent, like a hook. So if you move in that type of line, I thought that was a pretty cool visual, like a swoop, like a Nike check, that type of thing. Mandibular motion. Then rising in a strict soft suction. Okay. Okay. So this was my favorite. This was the line I shared yesterday. Actually, yesterday, um, yesterday I shared this line, this full line, and I thought it was a little bit too hot for social media. With previously free one rides over my thigh, stopping to squeeze and stretch her palm over Dr. Cock. Because, he has his name for his penis, right? So it's Dr. Cock, right? Because he's a doctor. The air kicks on, we get a little atmospherics, and then this word cudles. This was the dictionary.com word of the day yesterday, and I just thought it was a cool word. I thought it was funny. So some sauce, cudles, my Nicole handles my noodle. Man, that was the line yesterday. I loved that one. I thought it was so good. Maybe you don't think so, but this was a good one too. She's this coworker. She's kind of like more of she can be kind of assertive, and I've tried to give her a little bit more personality in the second pass through, but the doctor's trying to be all smooth, and he gets a phone call. He's like, oh, it'll be quick, and then I'll come back and finish what I started. And then she goes, what we started? He's like, of course, whatever. I thought it was so funny. I was like, some people would say something like this, what we started, that type of thing. And you get where she's coming from. It's like, okay, we're both in this together, and this type of sizing up man versus woman. You see this very common in pop culture, but this guy's like, who gives a fuck who started it? Like, it really doesn't matter. Let's just get this thing going. Um, then we move into the main. Okay, there's a mistake there. Gonna fix that. Then we move into the main conflict of the scene, which is then he has a conversation with a patient from the first scene where he had used ChatGPT to help diagnose his cancer, and then this is when we get to the main conflict of the chapter. So all of this stuff with the date was recently added. The original chapter went right into the argument between him and her about where she's basically anti-AI and he's not pro-AI, but he doesn't mind using it. He doesn't care. And so that's where we get into the central conflict of this chapter. Okay, let me just accept these little changes here. My editor helping me. I never said that. Okay, here's where I left off yesterday. I like this visual too, the open position, because early in the scene she had been kind of leaning back, just very relaxed, and they had a few drinks and they're just it's first date stuff. Leaning back on her open position closes. Now she's leaning forward, staring straight at me in an interrogative hunch. So I used to be a cop, so the classic. Even if you've never been a cop, you've seen probably cop shows where when they're interrogating somebody, they're kind of leaning forward and hunched and listening intently, from doc to cop in 10 seconds. I like that sentence. It's just a good visual. And then I made it to where she's kind of a fidgety type of person. It's implied that she has to always be doing something with her hands, and so now she's like holding up to try and prevent him from seeing kind of what she's doing, but she's not doing a very good job at it because he's obviously noticing it. So he says, or she says, what's the big deal? So you don't trust yourself anymore to practice human medicine? Is that what you're saying? There was a line that I wanted to add here. What's the big deal? No, I think it's fine there. Oh, here it was. He says, I never said that. Can't believe it. The great Sam Avery. Oops. The Oncologist Oracle, that's the name of, that's what he calls himself. That's like his YouTube name. Using AI to confirm a diagnosis. Bet it told you how you should phrase it all nice and kind. Just didn't, it doesn't work here. I lean back on my couch in a nice restaurant lighting of my living room. He's not on the couch, he's like standing up now. So this was from the original chapter. Annoying stakes of physical picture. Colorfully plant. Dusted skybound. Controlled pull of a jet of fire. That's what it feels like, except clearance is limited. In fact, there's none. The gas-blooded ride rises just inches before it bonks against limited ceiling. I glance over at her side of the couch. She's still talking. I like this line. She is still talking. It's like, won't she shut up? Like, what is going on here? Those things are just horrible, the AI. Oh, that's what I was going to add. I was going to add some lines where they argue a little bit more here. All right. I'm gonna have to end this video now, but I hope you enjoyed this writing session, and I'll be back with more. Share what you're writing in the comments and let me know.